Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank you. So today is the 21st session of International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy curtain raiser session, and our country participating today is United States of America. So I transfer the platform to before we proceed, we will have 1 minute silent prayer. Thank you. So homeopathy, as we all know, was very well popular in the beginning of the 20th century in the United States of America. Many of the books that we study today are written by American homeopathic doctors like Hend and Dr. Herring and many other stalwarts of homeopathy. So today, there are the big resurgence of homeopathy in America, and we need to stimulate that further. So our International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy is an important venue that resurgence to stimulate, inspire, and make a collective effort globally, including in America, from one of the most important hubs of homeopathy in the world, from Kerala. So the participation of America, United States of America in our curtain raiser session is a very important thing. So I hand over the section without delay to the moderator, Dr. Kathy Meleman, or Dr. Jacob Matthew, or Dr. Joanna Koti, whoever who will be moderating. So please take over the session. We are eagerly waiting to see and hear from you people. Over to you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm assuming that I will be allowed to share a PowerPoint and everything
Sure.
as we proceed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can share now. You can share now.
Okay. Well, Dr. Matthew.
Yeah, we need to share the screen. We need to share the screen. Yeah, we need to share the screen, but we don't have an.
No, you can share that now.
Host disabled participant screen sharing says like that.
No, you can share now. You are a co-host now, Dr. Jacob.
Okay, good. We will begin with the national anthem. As it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses. Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam. In full glory reflected, now shines on the screen. 'Tis the stars and the and the
Good morning, good evening to all of the friends of homeopathy all around the world. Let me introduce the president of the day, chairperson of the day, Dr. Joanna Cotti. She is from Dallas, Texas, in the United States. She has been graduated in homeopathy from Dr. Jeremy Scher's Advanced Homeopathy School. And also, she's a diplomate in National Committee for Acupuncture. She also has been graduated from Pacific Academy of Homeopathy in San Francisco. She was an apprentice of one of the first generation homeopath, Dr. Hazel Parcellus. He is from France. And Dr. Joanna is doing a lot of research in province of medicines, homeopathic medicines, and like that. We have a lot of things to say about that, about her credentials and everything like that. Over to Dr. Joanna Cortis. Dr. Joanna, you can take care.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, wonderful. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I want to thank all the homeopaths, the homeopathic students, the patients, enthusiasts, and all of those who really appreciate and promote homeopathy. We have all discovered homeopathy in our own way, our own unique way, and that is the power of homeopathy. We are raising awareness to create a homeopathic community, and I am so grateful for IFPH because they have the strength and the vision to birth this new connection, this new community of international homeopaths around the world. The strength of homeopathy is that we all come from different backgrounds. And so we have a saying in America, if you're a carpenter, everything looks like a hammer. We don't have that problem in homeopathy. We have chiropractors, naturopaths, nurses, doctors of Oriental medicine, medical doctors, scientists, or just people who really are committed to learning and working with homeopathy. So we'll never run into the dogma of one way, the only way. We know we have several ways. And I was so excited to hear some of the other speakers from the other countries, because whenever I listen to one person, I go, yes, yes. And then I'd listen to a totally different philosophy and I'd say, yes, yes. We're all here. We're all here to contribute and raise awareness and also expand ourselves, because it all comes down to the homeopath and our perception and our wanting to raise good health for the whole world, for our local communities, for our country, and help each other out as fellow homeopaths. So today, in America, we are in the process of birthing a new way, because homeopathy did have a strong hold. And over the years, homeopaths and holistic practitioners have been truly assaulted. And so just like any act of terrorism, we have all been dealing with that. We've all been healing that. And we've all been moving forward no matter what. And it's interesting because I contacted several homeopaths in America and no one heard about this organization. So, or I would have to say many of them didn't. And so this being involved again is helping me promote the organization and really our true intent to help each other. And by helping each other, we are helping homeopathy. So I have been involved in 3 different provings. And I feel that being involved in a proving is really necessary because you understand the hidden dynamics of a remedy. And you understand that there is so much more than we could ever put into a rubric. And so Hahnemann suggested that the proving consists of at least 30 people, although in the beginning with the early homeopaths, sometimes there were only 6. It's important to have all genders involved because a male will experience and prove a remedy differently than a female, depending on what's involved in the time of their life and in time of the proving. You know, if they had just gotten over a serious disease or had a loss in the family or had some unconscious triggers set off, all of these things are part of the proving. And so in a proving, there's a master prover. And like I said, it's really good to do it in a school setting because everyone's already an enthusiast for homeopathy, and everybody gets an intake, a constitutional reading, so that we can see what the original state of the person is and what are the new symptoms that they're experiencing in approving. My first proving was with, I'm going to speak a little bit more about in general approving. And so even though there might be only one person who has a new symptom, that proving could really help so many people, even if it's just one person experiencing the symptom. And I've listened to a lot of talks about organizing and presenting documentation for remedies. And after being involved in provings, I realized that we cannot fit into the Western medical model. We are a different paradigm. And what's really important is that we document the provings, we document the symptoms, and then we have people who are really strong and knowing homeopathy, but love categorizing, love condensing the information to share with people. And that's a whole nother master gift. It's a whole nother world of condensing all the material and applying it to rubrics, applying it to the essence of the remedy. And so, like I said, schools or seminars are an excellent place to do approving because we're already homeopaths. Like I said, the first proving I was involved in was silkworm, and it was created and directed by the late Melissa Anna Asilam on the island of Lesbos in Greece. Melissa was one of my teachers at the Pacific Academy of Homeopathy. And she used to take students to Greece and to look at the plants that were used in homeopathy. And also she liked to do provings there. And so in the proving, I'm going to just give you the essence of silkworm. They eat the mulberry plant until they die. And so the essence of silkworm is that you work till you die. And this remedy is really excellent. You could look into it more, but this remedy is excellent for workaholics who really are driven to work and they can relax. Everyone had teary eyes, people broke out in herpes. It's very interesting. It's a neurological remedy as well. But I just have time to give you the essence of it. The next proving I was involved with was brown pelican, and it was a proving created by Dr. Jonathan Shore in Marin County in California. And so, you know, in just talking about the vibrations of remedies and synergy of experiences, I used to go to the beach several times a week. The beach there in Northern California is not like a sunny tropical beach. It's freezing. You have to dress up like you're going snow skiing. And I used to go along and, you know, and there were birds there. But when I was in the proving, not knowing what the remedy was, I had a pelican poop on my head. And so when I told the group that, they were all laughing. And then at the end, we found out why. Now, the essence of brown pelican is that when you follow your own integrity, you find perfect freedom. And most people, when they were proving it, had a very uplifting experience of freedom and flying and being their own person. And I had a very different experience. My arm was bent like this and I couldn't move it. Like I had a broken wing. And Dr. Shore said to me, it's really good you did this proving, because I really did have a healing. As a child, my wings were clipped, and this really helped me come into my own integrity and have the courage to find my own freedom, which was very different from the environment in which I grew up. The next proving was dragonfly, Caloplexis splendida. And I did this proving in Denver, Colorado with Jeremy Shear, wonderful homeopath, master of provings. And I learned a lot in this proving because the men and women had very different experiences, very different new systems. As it turns out, dragonfly, you know, comes from prehistoric times. It used to have wingspans of like 60 feet. Now they're just little dragonflies. But we all had dreams that we were 17 years old and remembering things from being 17. As it turns out, a dragonfly lives about 17 days. And we all had experiences of, like, I had experience of honey. We all had experience of honey, but I was raised in an Eastern European family. I mean, we were American, second generation, my parents, but we were still very Eastern European. And so we ate, you know, meat and potatoes, but I do eat meat, but not that much. But during dragonfly, I went to the store and bought a rack of lamb and cooked it at 3 a.m. and ate the whole thing. And it turns out that dragonflies are really heavy duty meat eaters, and they're very aggressive. And so some of the men experienced being aggressive, and they were very upset about it. They were actually tearful and said, you know, I hit my horse, I hit my dog. I'm not this way. I don't know what's gotten into me. And so when you do a proving, you really experience the consciousness and the vital force of that remedy. Now, I couldn't figure out what it was, but I thought it was speed or something, because I was buzzing, you know, and I was hyper. And one thing about dragonfly is that it's really good for, we had actually a patient who was born from a mother who was a drug addict. So she was never calm in her own skin. And the mother was on heroin and did cocaine and all these other drugs. The child was given up for adoption at birth. And the woman had a very, very difficult life. She came in to the clinic, and she had OCD. She would arrange all the magazines in order. She would arrange the chairs. And this is what we found out in this proving as well. People were arranging oranges by their size. They were arranging their closets. They were arranging everything, and they had a lot of jaw problems, and Dragonfly has very strong jaws. So the people during the proving, their jaws improved, the OCD tendencies were dropped, and our patient, who was like our shining star, she just happened to come into the clinic that day, said for the first time in her life, she was at peace in herself, and now she could be in a relationship because she was so driven, and it healed all the past influences, impact of being born to a heroin addict and a cocaine addict. It was a very, very touching, powerful experience. So I would recommend that everyone in their educational process, whether it's in a formal school or a seminar, participate in approving, because you will understand the dynamic of how remedies work. You will understand that there is so much more than we could ever categorize. And yet that one, like I said, that one person who had that one symptom that no one else had might be the very combination of vital force and pathology and unconscious feelings that many people could profit from. So I think that in our practice of homeopathy, we need, this is valuable information, and we need someone who knows how to categorize it and give it to the people who write the computer programs that help differentiate and find remedies for our fellow homeopaths, because it would be such a waste if this information and this knowledge were lost to the community. There's so much to gain in new provings. It's exceptional. So that's what I have to say about about provings and how important they are. You really don't know it until you experience it. I can only give you information about what happened to people. But when you're in a proving, there's a collective consciousness as well. And I read in Alan during the proving that sometimes, you know, some people are, one person is usually given a blank remedy. No one knows what they're taking. Everyone's taking different potencies, different, one person gets a blank, nobody knows who the blank is. And Alan said that it's usually the person who received the blank is the one who experiences the most, because they're connecting with the collective consciousness. And my experiences were so intense, but I'm an empath and I'm also a transmedium healer, so I'm used to working with energy. I had the blank, and that blank brought me to my knees. So I just want to say that in approving, you learn how to go outside of the box, you learn to experience more. So that is my conclusion for you in my sharing of the importance and the power of provings. And now I'd like to introduce my fellow homeopath, Leah Bello. She is a full-time nurse practitioner, and we are, all of us presenting today have just met each other over the last day or two. And what's really interesting is that Leah Bello and I both studied with the same naturopath many, many years ago, probably like 25 years ago. I did an internship with Dr. Parcells, who was 101. I studied with her for 3 years. She became a naturopath at 40 and worked in her field for 65 years. And Leah met her when Dr. Parcells went to Washington or somewhere on the East Coast. They brought her to teach there as well. So you never know You never know how you're going to spread the word. You never know what kind of impact you're going to have on people. And you never know that little seed that you plant for homeopathy, how it's going to grow into a huge oak tree. So on that, I'd like to welcome Leah Bello and let her tell you about her beautiful journey in practicing and teaching homeopathy. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Leah Bello. I'm a family nurse practitioner and homeopath for about 43 years. And I've taught many, many courses around the United States that allowed nurses to get credit for this learning and allowed families to use their homeopathic remedy kits. So I'm honored to be here today, and I'm going to speak about two organizations that are based here in the United States that have been a big part of the history of homeopathy. Can I share my screen, please, Dr. Matthew?
Sure, you can share.
Okay. Can you see it?
No. Click on share screen all the way in the bottom, and then click on your
Okay.
article. Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Now, share there.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
The National Center for Homeopathy was founded around 1976 in the United States. And before that, there was not too much organization of homeopathic doctors or anything. And there was the American Federation of Homeopathy that ran the 2-week doctor's course that had been going since about 1930. After the fall of homeopathy in America, we had no schools available anymore, no college training for doctors. And so it came down to the old trained MDs teaching the new doctors that wanted to know homeopathy at a 2-week course every summer. And the National Center for Homeopathy is meant to be a consumer organization as well as a place for practitioners to learn more about homeopathy. It is a charitable organization, and the mission is to provide homeopathic education and resources. Over the years, from 1976 on, they've had an annual conference inviting the best homeopaths, and this is one of the main conferences in the United States. They also have a great, they have a quarterly magazine. This is a copy. You can see my picture. It's called Homeopathy Today. It's kind of a glossy magazine with great articles by very good homeopaths. And it also can be, sold at health food stores. And it's a nice thing to have in your clinic to show patients that homeopathy is kind of mainstream. In this article, in this part of the magazine, the articles are Thriving After Cancer, Childbirth Made Easier, Why Is My Dog Always Sick, Bach Flower Essences. Anyway, each one is a very nice thing to read and show to your patients. At the website of the National Center for Homeopathy, they have a practitioner directory, and Materia Medica is at the website also. I'm planning to speak at the 2024 conference, which will be in Reston, Virginia on April 19th. And it, for Americans anyway, it costs $75 yearly to be a member of the National Center for Homeopathy. And that includes getting the magazine and having access to the archives for the last 20 years. I've also put the website homeopathycenter.org. And I also wanted to tell you about the Homeopathic Nurses Association. In 1985, I founded and was the first president of the Homeopathic Nurses Association. Usually in other countries, I think, nurses are not thought of as homeopaths, but many nurses in America, and I feel around the world, would like to be homeopathic practitioners. And many nurses do go to homeopathic schools and become homeopaths, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop being a nurse. We are nurses. Nurses are trained in a holistic way, and they are very caring people that would like to have a career as a homeopath. So I started the Homeopathic Nurses Association because nurses didn't have any other organization. And the American Institute for Homeopathy wouldn't allow nurses at that time. And so we started a membership organization, and I became a nurse, a homeopathic nurse practitioner, which is a way in America that you can actually practice medicine with the license of a nurse practitioner. So that's another way that nurses can advance in their career. So the Homeopathic Nurses Association is a membership organization, and we have professional development classes and a mentorship program. And then it's a professional support organization for nurses all around the world who are interested in or use homeopathy, either just with their family and friends, or they can become homeopathic practitioners. We have about 80 paying members, and we're ready to reach out to other countries and see if there are nurses in other countries. We're starting with the English-speaking countries like England and United Kingdom and India. If you know of any nurses who would like to be part of a support organization around homeopathy, please give them the information and have them contact the Homeopathic Nurses Association. And we are serious about nurses being homeopathic practitioners, and many of us have gone on to become certified in homeopathy. So think of those two organizations if ever you're talking to Americans, or you're welcome to join from other countries also. Thank you very much. That's what I'd like to share. And now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Kathy M. Lennon, a PhD in homeopathy. She is the founder and director and president of HPWWC, which means Homeoprophylaxis, a worldwide choice for disease prevention. She founded this organization in 2015, and it trains doctors to help families prevent vaccine damage by offering an alternative to immunizations. So she's helped many, many families avoid immunizations. Dr. Lemon was trained in Spain, England, Germany, and Netherlands, and She's registered with the North American Society of Homeopaths. She lives in Texas, and now we'd like to hear her speak. Thank you, Dr. Lemon.
And thank you, Dr. Leah. It's a pleasure to be here again, and it's wonderful to be able to be marking 1,000 days of broadcast with the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy. I'm very honored to be part of this. I'm very honored to be part of the United States. Our little presentation here today. I've just got a short little whatever this is called, a PowerPoint that I'm going to share as we move ahead, because we don't have a lot of time. And yeah, Giovanna, you've already shared so much, and we still have a little bit more to hear from Dr. Matthew. So I just wanted to, where we are with homeopathy today it's absolutely remarkable, because the world is waking up. The world is realizing that they need, that they deserve to actually be healed from the illnesses that they are being afflicted with, that come upon them. And homeopathy has been promoting this ever since the time of Hahnemann. And on top of that, Hahnemann's principles are based on principles even more ancient than that. And so this is, as we move ahead, this is something that we need to be excited about, motivated about. Homeopathy has a rich history, and let's see if this will work. Has a rich history here in the United States. This wonderful Hahnemann Memorial, which is right in Washington, D.C. It's a tremendous thing, and I think Dr. Matthew's going to talk more about this. This was dedicated in 1900. There is not another memorial like this in the entire world. It's amazing, and when you look at who Hahnemann was, what he offered, what we still have today, as well too, we have in the United States. There's been an ongoing argument against homeopathy. However, it's been told that I think we can stand firm and fast with this, with the fact that homeopathic medicine is not based on a fad. It's not here today, gone tomorrow. But guess what? It is based on truth. It's not going to go away, no matter what the FDA may say, no matter what whoever may say. It's here. And here's version 1. The physician's high and only mission is to restore the sick to health, to cure, as it is termed. Let's remember, let's grab fast, move forward. I think here in the United States, the last statistic I saw said that there was some 6 million people utilizing homeopathy actively, and I think there's a lot more than that. And the numbers are readily and steadily increasing. You need to be very, very excited about this wonderful book, The Organon. We need to know the Organon. There wasn't a book like that until Hahnemann put it together. There has not been a book like it since then. We need to know each word. We need to treasure each aphorism. We need to know the versions, know the 6th edition, which is the one that wasn't even published until many, many years after his death. But it's based all, again, on truth. And just a little bit about the rich history that homeopathy has here in the United States. A lot of places like to attribute it to Herring, to bringing homeopathy over here. But no, it came over a lot earlier than Herring. He was of Dutch descent. His name was Hans Both-Gram. He was actually born in Boston, but he went back to Copenhagen and got his medical training there. He was actually a medical surgeon, but he also got homeopathic training. And he brought it back here to the United States. The unfortunate thing for Dr. Gram was that his English was not as strong as it could have been. This was about 1825 that he actually brought homeopathy over, and he had a little pamphlet that actually Herring never even saw the pamphlet, but other people had a copy. But homeopathy was established, and thanks to Herring, it moved ahead very, very quickly. There were, by 1900, we had over 22 homeopathic medical schools, more than 100 homeopathic hospitals, more than 1,000 homeopathic pharmacies. And guess what? The American Institute of Homeopathy was established in 1844 and still stands today. It's the oldest medical organization in the United States. Let it be clearly known The American Medical Association was not established until 1847. And yes, indeed, you can look in the books, it was established in retaliation against the American Institute of Homeopathy because they didn't like it. Because guess what? Homeopathic medicine was working. And it still works today. We have homeopathic medicine today is still based on the homeopathic pharmacopoeia of the United States, which has been in continuous publication since 1897. And this is the argument happening today is that homeopathic medicine should be under should be under the same jurisdiction as conventional or allopathic medicine. Well, it was established in 1938 when the FDA was established that conventional medicine is under the jurisdiction of the pharmacopoeia of the United States. Homeopathic medicine is under the jurisdiction of the homeopathic pharmacopoeia of the United States. It says that very, very clearly. You can look this up. It's very, very clearly written that it has no need to be under the jurisdiction of anything other than homeopathic guidelines, because it is homeopathic medicine. It is not conventional medicine. It is inherently safe conventional medicine. And as Dr. Leah referred to, there was established in 1924 the American Foundation for Homeopathy. Now that was, there's a lot of rich history behind that too. That was established to the earliest days in the United States. Homeopaths were also medical doctors. And there grew to be a big argument, you know, should lay people be allowed to practice homeopathic medicine here in the United States? Well, there were those who said yes, and there was those who said absolutely no, they need to, they need to have medical training. They've got to have medical training. Well, then was established the American Foundation for Homeopaths, for homeopathy, and that was established for the lay person. And guess what? In 1946, they made this statement, and I think this is something that we need to hold fast and firm and clearly to today. Homeopathy is not so much a separate school of medicine, but a postgraduate extension of medical training. That's what it is. This is what we have with homeopathy. We have the Flexner report. I've referred to that in earlier things. It's very good to know about what the Flexner report says. It's all of maybe 3 pages in it that talks about homeopathy, but you can tell as you read it that apparently Mr. Flexner, who was not a homeopath, he was an educator. He's not a medical, he's not a medical person at all, but he had his sights out against homeopathy. And it's really kind of unfortunate to consider what he was presenting, what is still espoused today as the foundation of modern medicine, because it's really very poorly presenting of homeopathic medicine. Now, we need to understand what homeopathy is. We need to grasp hold of this, because this is what people today are wanting, are demanding. They want to be healed. They deserve to be healed. And we need to remember, as William Osler said, no individual has done more good for the medical profession than Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy. We have truth in our medicine. We need to hold on to this confidently as we move ahead. We need to know that this is what people are wanting. Here in the United States, opportunities, well, and I didn't say this, the American Foundation for Homeopathy became the National Center for Homeopathy in about 1974, 1976, right around that time. So that is still around today. We have truth on our side. We have homeopathic medicine. We need to have great optimism as we move ahead. And so that is what I will leave with you, because it's just exciting where we're at. So let me introduce then Dr. Jacob Matthew. He graduated from Trivandrum Homeopathic Medical College in India in 1976. He's been practicing homeopathy for the last 44 years, 24 of which have been in Connecticut, right here in the United States. And he won the Samuel Hahnemann Award. I'm not familiar completely with what that award is, but I'm sure it's a good one because it's named after a great man. He received that in 1999, and he was even the former general secretary of the Institution of Homeopaths in Kerala, and the former chief medical officer for the government of India. Government of Kerala in India. In any case, I'm excited to hear what you have to present for us now, Dr. Matthew.
Thank you, Dr. Kathy May Limon. Again, let me share my screen. Okay, 1 second. We are going to do a short trip through the whole United States. We are going to visit the landmarks of homeopathy in the United States. We'll start from the heart of the United States, that's Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. From the capital of the United States, just walkable distance from the Capitol Hill, just maybe 100 or 200 meters away from Capitol Hill, there is a monument of Dr. Hahnemann, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. This was built in around the last of 1800. You can see the screen, right?
Yes.
You should put it on slideshow.
Okay. Now we can see some pictures of the back of the monument. See the engravings like non inutilis voxi, odds appear, there to be wise, and so many things like this. It's a very beautiful monument. Just walkable distance from White House to maybe 200 or 500 meters away from White House. And also it's close to the Washington Monument. That's all. This is the Washington Monument. Behind the Washington Monument, we can see the Capitol Hill. That's the Parliament of Auditorium of the United States. This is the real picture of the Capitol Hill. So in between Capitol Hill, White House, and the Washington Monument, we have the Hahnemann's monument in between that. This is the White House. Again, there is another picture of the White House close to Hahnemann's monument. You might have been heard about Mark Twain, the famous philosopher who lived in the United States. He says that you may honestly feel grateful that homeopathy survived the attempts of the allopathists. He was a philosopher like Gandhi, who supported homeopathy in India. He was a writer like Rabindranath Tagore in India. He was also a strong supporter of homeopathy in India. And this is the house of Mark Twain. This is situated in Hartford, Connecticut, maybe close to my house. And this is the entrance of the Mark Twain house. Entrance, we can see a lot of books. I couldn't see any books about homeopathy here, but he was a strong supporter and for us. See, this is the picture of Hahnemann College, Philadelphia. Philadelphia was the capital of homeopathy in the United States, like Calcutta for India. And again, another picture. This is the picture of Hahnemann Hospital. And there is another funny thing. You know, Dr. Kent was born in the state of New York. The exact place, the name of the place is Woodhull, Woodhull. That's close to Connecticut State, in the border of Connecticut State. There is a small town named Town of Kent, close to Dr. Kent's house. There is another beautiful fort in this town of Kent. But I couldn't see any close relation between Dr. Kent and the town of Kent or Kent forts. I did the research to everywhere, but I couldn't see any link between that. This is another picture of Kent Falls. And again, this is the picture of the West Philadelphia General Homeopathy Hospital. It was about the late 1800s. Now, this is the picture of another hospital, Hahnemann Hospital in Philadelphia, with 18 floors during the year 1800 and the last of 1800, with 658 beds and accommodation of 750 students during the last of 1800. And this is the picture of another homeopathic medical college in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. That's also in Philadelphia. It was in 1848. And this is the new picture of a hospital. It's named as Hahnemann University Hospital. We have a Hahnemann University in Philadelphia, but unfortunately, the treatment going on there is allopathy, not homeopathy. But the name of Hahnemann is still there. This was a homeopathy hospital long ago. Long ago means maybe about 75 years back. This is the emergency entrance of this Hahnemann Hospital. Unfortunately, this hospital was closed because of bankruptcy during the year 2020. And there was a big riot and procession and everything like that against the closing of this hospital emergency department. The president candidate Bernie Sanders was in front of the procession and strike to get approved, get back the department. And we can see some other details of some other schools of homeopathy in the United States. I would say the best school, the number one school in the United States is Los Angeles School of Homeopathy. You can see more details in the Google or whatever. And there is another one. If you want to get more details about the learning programs, schools and everything, you can visit our website. That's jacobmatthew.com, and you can click on links. You will get more information about the schools in the United States. And this is another school. See, Quantum University. And there's another school like Homeopathic Practitioners Program. They are doing AMC of Homeopathy. And that's all about my video. I think you like the short video. We have to close the session within 5 minutes. Now let me invite Dr. Rexlin for vote of thanks. Before that, let me introduce Dr. Rexlin. Dr. Rexlin graduated from Sai Ram Homeopathic Medical College, Chennai during the year 2008. And she's practicing homeopathy in Virginia for the last 10 years. Over to Dr. Rexlin. Thank you, Doctor.
Morning. Thank you, everyone, for giving this opportunity. A wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. I would like to thank Dr. Joanna Cotti and Dr. Kathy May and Leah Bello for their presentation and accepting our invitation and responding immediately when we approached them. I also thank Dr. Jacob Matthew for preparing us and working behind for last 2 days to make this event successful. Finally, I would like to thank all of you and the IFPH President Dr. Ismail and Vice President Dr. Shaji Kudiyat. Present and all, I thank everyone present here for making their time to be with us today and helping us make this event grand success. Thank you one and all.
Over to Dr. Dhanesh.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jacob Matthew, Dr. Kathy Milliman, Dr. Giovanna Cortis, Dr. Excelin, and all other Dr. Elio, and all others who participated and worked, Dr. Leah Bello, and all others who participated and worked for this presentation from United States. And it is very important for us from a country who lead the world today, and your voice is very important for homeopathy, and the people inside United States to stand and talk and create an voice for homeopathy is very important in the coming years. Hope that you will be having more companions in future from that country to join us from around the world, as IOPH is planning to take a leadership for uniting homeopaths from around the world, for establishing and promoting these for every nook and corner of the world, so that every citizen in every country will be able to enjoy the healing potentials of this medicine in the future years to come. So with this, I wind up today's session, thanking you once again. One more important information. Every participating country in this cut and tracer program of IOPH will get 1 day every month to have presentations in our forum. I appreciate all of you, and your friends should be brought to this forum so that we will be able to listen to you about whatever you wish to share internationally in our platform. Please contact our webinar coordinators, Dr. Dhanesh and Dr. Manoj, for all possible needs for coming to our forum. So with this, I wind up. Thank you once again. And over to you, Dr. Dhanesh or Dr. Manoj, to continue. And our president, Dr. Ismail said, sir, is there, sir? You can unmute and please say a few words, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I just come back. Some other job was there. They came just come. Assalamu alaikum. See, this is now we are. What is our stage? You know, all we are number one. Maybe allopathy is number one, but just now we are also number one because we are drived that much distance from the medical field. Anyway, this is going on every day. Every day it is going and up, growing and growing. We are going and we have reached at the first level. Inshallah, nothing will happen. So I wish all the success for the homeopathy doctors and those who are attending the forums. We should believe in homeopathy, believe in Hahnemann principles, to take as a challenge and let our system grow up in the next stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. So over to Dr. Hubert for continuing Malayalam section for the next 1 hour. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you all. We are very happy to see all of you from different parts of the world. And now we are going to our regional language, and today we are celebrating. Day after tomorrow, we are touching the day, the magical day. So thank you all. Goodbye.